McKenzie back at you for another episode of Gridiron Lines, AFC Championship Victory Edition, where the Chiefs put away the Bengals in an all-timer last Sunday. I wanted to go through and talk about the rookies in this game. I'm just going to go through a play-by-play of all the times Chiefs rookies impacted this game. So before the season even started, we talked, myself included, relentlessly about how Chiefs' young defensive players and rookies needed to step up for this team to make a deep push into the playoffs. And boy, oh boy, did they do that versus Bengals in the AFC Championship game. 14 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter. The game is just starting. Trent McDuffie had an excellent tackle on a short pass to Jamar Chase. He had a little space. And Trent McDuffie made an incredible tackle, held Chase to a 3-yard gain. Then the very next player, a couple plays later, McDuffie, once again, almost intercepts a pass that was being thrown to Jamar Chase. He stepped into a passing lane on a 15-yard pass. He was kind of hidden and jumped the route and almost pulled off an interception, and it led to an incompletion. Following that, L'Jarius Sneed was injured. He did not play another snap in the game, and Joshua Williams comes in to the game to take his place. Cincinnati eventually punts on that drive. Then the Chiefs get the ball. Isaiah Pacheco, another rookie, 7th-round rookie at that, catches an outlet pass for a gain of 16 yards and beats the linebacker to the edge for a huge gain. With 5 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first quarter, Pacheco catches another screen pass for 18 yards. And then with 37 seconds left, Pacheco runs for a 9-yard touchdown, but is called back due to a holding penalty. The Chiefs led at the end of the first quarter by a score of 3-0. Started the second quarter with 12 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. George Karlaftis sacks Joe Burrow for a 4-yard loss, beating a one-on-one block opportunity that he had to make a huge play. Then with 10:51, McDuffie again, and this is going to be the theme of this game. McDuffie had a huge game. He leaves an empty zone on a blitz to force Burrow to throw the ball in the dirt for an incompletion. I think it was a decision McDuffie made. Maybe he had a read on the play where if there's no one in his zone, abandon it and go get Burrow. Then with 9 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second quarter, McDuffie again makes a great open field tackle versus Hayden Hurst for a 6-yard gain to force a 3rd and 7. That drive ended by holding Cincinnati to a field goal, and the Chiefs led the game 6-3. The Chiefs would then drive down for a touchdown and lead by a score of 13-3. Then with 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second quarter, Jalen Watson made an awesome open field tackle on Joe Mixon to hold him for a 6-yard gain. Had he not made that tackle, Mixon had a ton more room to run, and who knows how big that play would have been. And this is another theme, as well as McDuffie playing well. These rookies made great tackles all throughout the game. Then with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second quarter, Jalen Watson intercepts a 20-yard pass to T. Higgins with good defensive position and high-pointing the ball, turning his head around, finding where the pass was going to go. And unfortunately, after the interception, the Chiefs were unable to go anywhere and had to punt the ball. And then the Bengals got the ball back with about 2 minutes left. With a minute and 44 seconds left in the second quarter, Karlaftis breaks free and forces Burrow to make an ill-advised throw. Cook hits the receiver a tiny bit early and draws a defensive pass interference. Otherwise, the ball would have been intercepted, but it didn't count. So Karlaftis was the reason why Burrow made that throw that eventually led to a potential interception that got turned around to a defensive pass interference. Then with 43 seconds left, Brian Cook closes quickly to stop Samaj Pirine from a big gain and tackled in a play, so Cincinnati had to call a timeout. So he's tackled in the field of play. Cincinnati had to burn a timeout. Then with 9 seconds left, the Bengals are knocking on the door of the end zone. Jalen Watson made a great defensive play versus Higgins on a fade route with a strong defense holding his ground. He forces the incompletion. He didn't let Higgins bully him into the corner. With 4 seconds left, Joshua Williams had tight coverage on the goal line on an out route versus Higgins, and it forced an incompletion. over and over and over again, the Chiefs secondary showed up in this game. This is great news because it's exactly what the Chiefs needed going deep into the playoffs to have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And I think if the defense plays this way next or in a couple of weeks versus the Eagles, they've got a really good shot to win it. Cincinnati eventually kicks the field goal, goes into halftime with the score of Chiefs leading 13-6. Then there were some rough times in the third quarter. The rookies didn't make much of an impact through most of the third quarter. The Chiefs got the ball. They punted. Cincinnati drove down the field and scored a touchdown, tying the game at 13-13. Then the Chiefs went back and scored a touchdown to take the lead, 20-13. Then with 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third quarter, Trent McDuffie had a great open field tackle against Jamar Chase, holding him to a gain of 3 yards. You cannot put enough value on how well Trent McDuffie played in this game. I cannot say it enough. Trent McDuffie was, alongside with Chris Jones, the defensive star in this game. He made so many great tackles, did great job in coverage, made good decisions throughout the game. This was the best game I've seen McDuffie play all year. Then, with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter, McDuffie, once again, playing in a zone read, he leaps and barely tips a pass from Joe Burrow to deflect a 20-yard sideline throw that eventually forced fourth down. If he had not tipped that pass, the ball would have been caught, but he made an incredible play, an incredible read, and had just enough athleticism to make that play. Cincinnati had to punt the ball, and then the next drive, Mahomes had a costly fumble. Then, with 2 minutes, 53 seconds left, Sky Moore steps in on a punt return. He catches the punt, returns at 25 yards, but the run was negated by a Brian Cook holding penalty. So I've been saying a lot of positive things about the Chiefs rookies in this game, but they did make some mistakes. They weren't perfect, but they were good enough to get the job done consistently. And that 25-yard return for Moore that was brought back with a penalty was a little bit of a premonition, a little bit of foreshadowing for what was going to happen later in the game. Then, with 45 seconds left in the third quarter, Trent McDuffie once again makes an outstanding tackle on a short pass to Joe Mixon, who has him by several pounds, limiting a potential big gain to only 5 yards. And then at the end of the third quarter, Trent McDuffie and Joshua Williams make a great tackle on Samaj P. Ryan on a short pass for a loss of 2 yards. But eventually, Cincinnati drives the ball down the field and scores a touchdown to tie the game at 20 apiece. Then in the fourth quarter, with 12 minutes, 33 seconds left, Isaiah Pacheco catches the dump out pass and fights for yards for a gain of 7, a great play. With 11:57, Pacheco's numbers called again, and he slams a run up the middle for a gain of 1 yard, getting just enough on 3rd and 1 to get a first down. Unfortunately, KC eventually had to punt. The Chiefs eventually had to punt. With 7:02 left in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs' defense on the field, Joshua Williams has sticky coverage on a deep pass to Jamar Chase and forces an incompletion on a play that could have been huge, a huge momentum shift for the Bengals, and Joshua Williams was there all over Jamar Chase. Then with 6:45 left in the fourth quarter, Cook deflects a deep ball down the right sideline with Higgins, and Williams catches the deflection for an interception, perhaps the play of the game. Cook had that same look earlier in the game where it was a bracket and there's an out and up. And he, earlier in the game, got beat by an out and up. The Bengals ended up completing a long pass. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Cook didn't fall for the same thing twice. They ran on the opposite side of the field. He was in the right place at the right time, didn't get beat deep, and made the play. So in game, Cook had the mentality and the mindset to make a game-changing play. Then with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Sky Moore, the Chiefs have the ball. Sky Moore catches a shovel pass from Mahomes and picks up an 8-yard gain after making some good moves and breaking some tackles in upfield. Then with 35 left in the fourth quarter, Isaiah Pacheco catches a 6-yard catches a pass 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and breaks 2 tacklers. We're crushing them and just getting around and picking up 15 yards, roughly 15 yards. Unfortunately, the Chiefs had to punt that drive as their drive stalled. With 44 seconds left, crunch time, and who shows up once again? None other than Trent McDuffie, the playoff wizard himself. He had great coverage on Irwin, not allowing him to get back outside, playing his read appropriately, forcing him back to the middle, and it forced an incompletion. Then the Bengals eventually had to punt, and what do you know? Here's Sky Moore again. He has a huge return of 27 yards to inch the Chiefs closer to field goal range, and it was one of the biggest plays of the game given the moment, and the Chiefs eventually win the game by a score of 23-20 after a foolish play by one of the young Bengals players to push Mahomes late out of bounds, and the rest is history. In this game, the Bengals ran 63 offensive plays. 19 of those 63 offensive plays were wrecked or impacted by Chiefs defensive rookies. This is exactly what the Chiefs needed to happen going into the postseason, finishing the year. They needed their rookies to step up, and they did it in this game tremendously. I think if the Chiefs defense continues this trajectory, they should win a Super Bowl, because I said it at the beginning of the year, Patrick Mahomes plus a great defense equals championships. And if this defense comes out and plays this way again in the Super Bowl, I've got a good feeling for the Chiefs in this Super Bowl versus the Eagles. I also want to say, in this game, Spagnuolo had the game plan of his career. One of the best game plans he's had in Kansas City, his entire time in Kansas City, and his entire career as a defensive coordinator. He took the training wheels off this defense. I don't know how many times through the year I've watched the Chiefs secondary, their coverage looks, they start to play in something different. It looks like something unique, and then they drop back and cover two. Do it again. Looks unique, drop back and cover two. Looks unique, drop back and cover two. Except in this game, they didn't drop back and cover two. They showed a unique look and gotten something else. The pass down the sideline to Higgins, that was an incredible throw from Burrow. That was a look of cover two, and it was a perfect throw by Burrow, and exactly the play that can beat cover two, and they executed to perfection. But you didn't see much of it after that. So kudos to Spagnuolo, and kudos to these Chiefs rookies. This is exactly what the Chiefs needed to be doing as a team to have their best chance of winning the Super Bowl. We've been talking about it since the beginning of the year, and the Chiefs defense looked incredible. These rookies stepped up. Their best defensive back went down. Snead went down early in the game. Joshua Williams comes in, and they don't miss a beat. This is a team that is no longer, or this is a group of rookies who are no longer truly rookies. They're playing like they have some experience, and who knows what's going to happen in the Super Bowl. And if they play this way, I think the Chiefs win it all. Let me know what you thought about the rookies in the comments section. If you like what you see here, make sure you subscribe and like the video. And as always, it's great to be here talking to you. I cannot believe the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again. This is unreal. I've been a Chiefs fan ever since, I was 7, 8 years old. As soon as I could start understanding football, the first quarterback I got to watch the Chiefs play that I really got into was Joe Montana. And I just can't believe we're here. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the Super Bowl. Do you think these Chiefs rookies ball out again? Or do you think that they're going to hit a little bit of a brick wall versus that pesky Eagles rushing attack, which that's going to be something the Chiefs are going to have to stop if they want to get to hoist the trophy at the end of the year. So that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to recap what these rookies did because it was unbelievable in this game. And if they do it again, I think the Chiefs are going to win it all. So that's all I got. Here we go, Chiefs. Let's get healthy for the Super Bowl and enjoy this week off. Take it easy.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.